Hello, and welcome to that Eurovision podcast, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. My name is Rory, and I'm doing pretty well today. I'm very excited for what's coming up today, and I'm just feeling my oats, because I just got my braces off, so I'm feeling very happy. And joining me.
Jazzy, it's been a really rough day because it's been really wet and really cold, and I've been at college all day.
Oh,
So maybe rain really does fall from above.
Fall from above.
that's news to me.
Hi, it's Rosie. I'm doing pretty well. I've just finished work for the day. Spent my morning chatting about social theory for 3 hours and about how everything is terrible, capitalism sucks, and we should eat the rich, which was great. I love indoctrinating my students like that. I'm everything that right-wingers hate about academia, and I love it. But yeah, very excited to have had that this morning, and very excited to be here this evening.
Yeah, and also just for the purposes of the podcast, Rosie and I are actually in the same room.
Woo!
Woo-hoo!
And we have cookies.
And we have cookies. The cookies have been amazing. Yes, so unfortunately, again, we have lost our Tim because he's too busy. Yeah, it's like RIP to Tim again,
F in the chat.
F in the chat. No, but the reason why it's because he is too busy arguing with Morland trying to get the 2013 results because Morland was lying to him, as usual. That was the thing that he did in his early youth, children. If you listen to the Norway episode, you would have understood that. I love how I've already set you off and we haven't even started properly yet.
I'm just imagining what Tim's gonna think when he listens to this back and hears.
Well, this is what he gets, okay?
I don't think it's as wild as him trying to save a bag of chips, Sarah from Bag of Chips.
Yeah, I know, it's not that. It could have been a lot worse, to be fair. But so this week we have been absolutely blessed and so thankful to be joined by the one and only Jan Bors, who was the original, who was the head of delegation for the Czech Republic from 2016 to 2019. Hello, Jan.
Hello.
Hi guys. Hi Rory. Hi Jazzy.
Hello.
Hello. Jan, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? Maybe.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Hi guys.
Oh, that's fine. That's
Yay!
great. That's fantastic. But
Sometimes you're real lagging a bit.
It's all right. I mean, it's probably just because the UK is just not really good in terms of internet. But yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for coming on to talk to us because we really do appreciate all of the time that you're taking out just to just talk to us and everything. So just to kind of just get everything going, like what we're basically going to do, we're just going to ask you a few questions maybe about your time as head of delegation and a couple of other things, and then we'll talk about your YouTube channel as well. So we have a few things that we can chat about for sure. But yeah, so just to kind of get everything started, I mean, how did you get to be the Czech delegation, sort of the head of delegation?
Okay, so it's a good question. It's a long history, but it was quite easy. I think in 2015 there was Marta Jandova and Washington Barta. They were in Vienna, and they didn't succeed, and there probably were some delegation problems, whatever. Just the boss of mine or the boss of the entertainment department, Czech Television, just decided to bring someone else into the Eurovision world, and he's chosen me because I was doing biggest shows in here already, like Strictly Come Dancing, Czech version, just the biggest things.
Oh.
So, and I could speak English, so that was probably one of the main factors, which still is not the obvious thing in our industry in Czech Republic. So he just chosen me. I said yes, and that was it. That how it started.
Oh wow, that sounds really interesting.
It's
actually.
really cool.
Yeah.
Also, they should have.
Is it?
Done better in 2015. They should have qualified.
Yeah,
Hope never dies as a.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
we're
was a
probably
good
very
song.
different opinions. I think the history was really nice because that was like the first really Eurovision finals I've ever seen whole in my life. So that was really like, all right, wow, this is like super big show. And then when I saw them, and then when I saw like lots of other countries, I just said, okay, this is a very different discipline than we are used to do, and I think that it didn't help them like the staging thing, and I think they weren't that good prepared, and I wouldn't blame them even now, like whatever, because like it just took me so much time to understand how this works, how much time you need to put into it, how seriously you need to think about it. So for me, it was like, wow, this scale of the show is super huge. So I wouldn't say like they should qualify or not. I think doesn't really matter. It was the best result for Czech Republic ever that time. So that was cool. That was very cool.
Mm.
And then the year after, you went on and got an even better result. So
Oh yeah.
that's quite exciting. How's that, sort of knowing that you got the Czech Republic's first qualification? What did it feel like to sort of go through that process and get that result at the end?
Yeah. So the thing is that it just wasn't my result. It was the team result. I think it's a cliche, but it's right. It's just not me. It was a combination of people involved, and I think luck as well, because we didn't know much about the Eurovision that time. Not even me. I was just taught how it probably is, but it's very different when somebody just give you experience from something you never experienced, and especially this super big project, and especially from the eyes of someone who wasn't there really for the whole time. So it's very different from, it was a long journey, but what really I think helped, kind of, because the evolution of our participation then really changed a lot based even on this experience as well. But it was that we were super unable to find a good like music here in Czech Republic. Just people didn't understand the project. We didn't that much understand the project, and they didn't want to take part. They did like, we weren't able to tell them what we want, kind of, or how we want it, or what's the philosophy of the project, or like etc. etc. It's just more complicated than this, but maybe we will get there. But I've just chosen to, okay, well, we have problem here, so let's ask everybody in the world. The only preference is that the singer will be Czech, but the song can come from anywhere. So it was kind of like desperate and undesperate. It was just kind of like, okay, we don't have the music here, so let's don't waste time and just look somewhere else. And we were super lucky that we've chosen this Iceland song from Christian Schneider and Sarah Biglert, because we met awesome people, and as well we were super lucky with the song. I think, I don't know if it wasn't it was the best song it was delivered, but for us at the time it was something, wow, that's nothing like what in Czech Republic ever was made, because not this type of music is made in Czech Republic, or it wasn't. So we've chosen this song. We get agreement with both songwriters, and then my boss decided that Gabi Dunčíková would be the best choice, and she agreed, and it really helped us that she went to Stockholm then to like master the song, or re-sing it for herself. So it's kind of her work as well, and yeah, and then we were, start to hearing words like staging, and I didn't know what staging really means, because like it's the thing that in Czech Republic there's no time for doing such complex things. So when we were doing choreographies or whatever, it wasn't that complex ever. It's still, I think this is just like a huge problem here. But I think it's money wise as well, the thing. So there's not many people to really following this still, because it just takes a lot of time and money, of course. But so we were deciding that we go through design. We hired a super awesome guy, our director Uroš Trefalt. He's like Slovenian, but he lives in Czech Republic, and he's like a great director of advertisements and a lot of like directional stuff which contains art or art direction. So we asked him and his team to help us, and they made a clip with us and or the music video with us, and then we used some parts of the music video as a art design for the staging. And I think, you know, all of it really worked. It was super like awesome experience as well. But if I just look back, I would do everything differently. But I didn't know that. So I think we luckily went through because the song was good. Gabi's was awesome, and for us it was. But it was something, you know. It was great for us that we make it to the finals. Even we went almost lost, but that it doesn't really matter. But what was the thing that we were so happy that we made it, that we just thought that we have this, we suddenly know how to do it, which was a mistake. And then next year when we did the same thing with Martina Barta and her song, which we chosen as well from international producer team, the different one, but we liked the song as well. We went last because we just didn't follow anything. We just said, okay, it's Eurovision, it should be like this, and that's it. But I think it's not true, and it really opened our eyes. And then we decided to go very different way. And I now really believe that that's the way that all other countries should follow, because then the quality of Eurovision will just super rise up, and even like the national selection will make more sense, and maybe inspire much more people. So especially the musicians and the people who are creative around the music, and maybe it's more inspiring way, as we proved probably. And when I saw the numbers of songs we are now receiving, you know, or we received before I left, that was super amazing, because the number of songs we gathered now or last year, just domestic made songs from people who are just living here around. You've never heard of it. I never heard of some of them, and they just send songs, and the song is perfect or great, or we just like it. And so, okay, that's the potential. That's the potential of 10 million countries. So there are a lot of similar bigger countries, much bigger countries than this. And if they do this, so maybe that's gonna be the way how to make Eurovision even more serious project than maybe it is, and maybe it is kind of not so. So that was kind of like really short version of the evolution. But I felt proud in 2016. I really felt proud because, of course, I was the first head of delegation. I always be the first head of delegation who made it. But I must say, like Christoph, who is head of press now, maybe he's gonna be head of delegation next year. He was a big part of this story, and I hope he'll continue this way even without me.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. It sounds like an amazing story. Like,
yeah, it is. It is actually.
I think the question for me is like, there's obviously over the years, like your success in Eurovision for the Czech Republic has grown like year on year. What advice would you give to other countries that may be struggling at Eurovision right now?
Yeah, I think it's really like generalizing. I think each country has very different story as well, and especially with Eurovision, we're super young country with Eurovision, and the history here. We just selected it like two parts: the one part we hate and the one part we like, which is the nowadays part. But the other countries have their own like problems. But what I think what they should do is to set up what they want to make from Eurovision, like to use it better more like a platform, not just a super special event which has its own rules, because I don't believe in that, because I saw the diversity, what can be there, because whatever can be there, whoever can be there. And I think a lot of producers and TVs, they're just deciding, okay, this is Eurovision, it must be super crazy, or it must be like this, you know, like the Eurovision song thing, if it's something like this happening. And I think there's a downsize of the Eurovision, or downgrade each year for Eurovision from some countries, which they are just looking for a recipe how to do it, using the old patterns, not just looking forward or just not looking at Eurovision at all. Just grab music, especially big five countries. They're struggling with that a lot, but other countries as well. I believe if they're just, I will say the word lazy, but I think it's not true. It's much more complicated than this. But if they wouldn't be that lazy and just go to see those people, to watch those people, to just have those meetings, for them, and everybody just has a lot of work. Just every 3-4 days, write email, go for a coffee with some producer, meet singers, and tell them our TV philosophy for Eurovision is this. We want this. We don't want you to do like we do. We don't want you to do special music for it. If you do, it's up to you, but we don't recommend it as much. It doesn't really matter, because we really want you to do what you do the best, what you want to do, because then you present yourself as well, not us, but yourself. And what we're doing, we're giving you this the platform, our knowledge, our know-how, our contacts, our help, our like family, our team, and you just do it for yourself. And I think that's quite easy, and that's why we finally like got Benny Cristo this year to the selection, and which he wanted, because he's the biggest star in this republic, and I don't know which country can say they just got the biggest star in the republic, in their country, and just for the same amount of money or the same contract as any other else, just go and just risk to go to the contest with others. And some of them very unknown, which just got the great result, because abroad it doesn't really matter. We probably all know British stars, but do we know German stars? I don't think so, because it doesn't really matter, or Slovenian ones or Polish ones. So it doesn't really matter, and that was the philosophy of real like fairness. We try, but we wanted to make it sexy for everybody on the market, for the people who just starting, like Mikolas Josef was, as well for the people who are super well known, because then the quality of the song, as well as the personal charisma or whatever you say, and maybe luck and maybe something else, can decide who's gonna go there. But then we put on the spot 6, 7, 8, whatever amount of people, and just do that the same service as anybody else, treat them similarly, and that would really help, or samely. So it really helped us to establish this. Of course, those artists that they're next year they tell the other ones that it was a great experience, and we didn't lie what we say on the beginning. It had really was the same thing, the shake. The handshake was the thing. We didn't need, like, of course we had contracts and everything like else, but the handshake was this, that was the man's word was delivered, and then each year there were many more people motivated to go to Eurovision, but as well there were so many other people who were motivated to create their music because they saw there is a potential and there's something is happening, especially after Mikolas Josef, who just became this like a star from no one. From no one. Even nowadays, everybody knows who he is. He's not like the super big name like Benny, but everybody knows who he is. The same was with Lake Malawi. No one really knew they were existing, even they like somehow knew, but now everybody knew. No, they made the ad, like the friend of a friend was an ad for the ice hockey championship U20. So there was a big thing, especially like abroad in Canada and other countries. It's such a like, especially like that, or definitely the biggest thing, for them as well. The game changer nowadays. Everybody knows who they are.
Yeah.
So, and they tell the story to other people and say the team is like, you can really trust the team. They're here for you, and that's what we wanted to do, and that's how we made this Eurovision here for us, especially the team, and how it changed us. That we wanted to support the Czech music industry to be better, because we hated the way how it was and how it sometimes still is, the classical industry, which doesn't rise anywhere. It's just the same all the time, and we just wanted to show that if Sweden, which is 10 million country like Czech Republic, can have the best producers in the world, or the most best, or the biggest, So we can do it the same, but we need to do it step by step. And the Eurovision platform is 200 million people watching, and that's a lot. So it really can help as well, especially when I just think that if we all do it this way, and that's how you make the stories for everyone, it's gonna be more interesting for even more and wider audience than 200 million people. I think that's the thing. That's the next step what Eurovision should do as well, especially when there's gonna be American Song Contest, which I really believe will be super huge in US, and it can be a good.
Our fingers
It
crossed.
can be. I think it can be a good competitor for Eurovision, like a mirror, you know. So
Yeah.
and I know those producers who are doing that, and they're as well made the Eurovision bigger than it was before, and they're super professionals, and now they have like free hands to do like really what they want to do. So I think they're just shows us like something really huge.
But no, what I'd love to know is that, obviously before you were head of delegation for Czech Republic, Czech Republic's results in Eurovision were very bad, last place, then second last, then last place again with 0 points. So like what was the opinion of Eurovision before you became the head of delegation? And do you think that it's changed now? Do you think it's like so much higher now?
Okay. I got two answers for it. So the first one is everybody thought it's a shit, gay, trans, crazy show without a taste and sense. And then they sent, of course, shit song. So it was because the Kabat, I don't know, it was 2007.
2007.
It's like a super huge like a rock band in here.
Yeah.
But it's just super local. I think those 3 years, those miserable 3 years, we all in the team really hated. They definitely didn't help us to establish the Eurovision as a big brand here, because like everybody was feeling ashamed by all those 3 years. And maybe that's the thing, when you end last all the time, and then you decide to end it like not shame anymore, which was understandable kind of.
Yeah.
And you have this approach which was there, that it's this kind of show and it doesn't deserve do better. Just send shitty songs, and then you send shitty songs and they end up last. So you're definitely doing something wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
And there wasn't kind of a good like honest feedback. So the country here, we have this kind of mentality that we always try to blame somebody else than us. I think a lot of countries has it, but we say that
Sounds
we really
very
are.
yeah.
But that didn't done a good favors for us. So we were always struggling with that. But last 2 years, it really changed, especially among artists. So between artists. So that was the change when you can start to make things better. That was the definitely necessary change. We were working super hard on it to change this approach of the artist, because when artists decide, it's not that bad. It has definitely its pros, and everybody who came with us after the show back home spread that it was definitely the best or the biggest experience in their life. And they say how many another business part of it, contacts, and I don't know, chance to sing in Greece or whenever, where they didn't even think about it. So everybody was saying okay, this is probably not that shitty, and maybe it makes sense even we doesn't like it. And there was a great story in 2017. There was a kind of famous band in here which I asked if they don't want to take part, because they were singing English already and they liked it, and they were like the Brit kind of thing. And the singer said me if I'm not mental, what's the question? Never ever. And last year they sent 5 songs, so that was a small victory for me. So
wow.
That was the thing which is probably even more important than to go to the finals. So that's the step when I really believe you can win someday, because like you winning already with the market, and if you win or not, so
Yeah.
that's something that's a very different story. So, but with the audience, with the viewers, it still doesn't work that well. But it just needs time, and it needs like constant success, kind of. So they will believe and they will become fans.
I feel like the success is so clear to see when I look at just how strong the songs were in this year's selection, and the fact that I'm still listening to most of them.
Nice.
The fact that not even just Benny Cristo's song, but pretty much all of them are still regularly on my sort of listening rotation, and still really sort of current and exciting, and they feel so fresh, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
I'm really glad to hear it. I think that, you know, the thing is that we said to all of those artists, each artist, and we just spreading it and just do what you want, send it, and we will decide if we take it. If we just say that's the quality we like, but we don't say it's not the style we don't like, you know. I think that's the thing. So and especially I think for them it's kind of hard because we don't tell them what we want. So it's hard for them to guess which style is gonna win. So they're try everything, you know, and that's why it really worked. And this year, you know, we took 8 songs. Then it for some reason is, which I know, but I don't. It's not fair to tell it. But then it just was 7 songs, but there was like 30 great songs.
Yeah,
It was
because
super. We made like a huge casting to see each person. We just decided on like 3 songs in advance because we said, okay, this is the thing we wanted there, and there was like 5 empty spaces, and we said like, okay, there's a casting. We want to see you personally, talk to you, hear you singing unplugged, show yourself, and then we decided this 8 and then 7. But that was super nice to talk to those people and tell them, because some of them we knew personally, some of them I saw for the first time. I never heard of them, like Wheel Poop. Never heard of those guys before. Or there was a Karel, he was just starting his career, never saw him personally, and I saw other people, and it was great to hear from him. There was a girl, she had a really nice song, but never heard of her, never hear her personally. I want to talk to her, so she came to the casting, and then it was really weird. She sang the song like she doesn't really like it, and then we were talking, and that was a thing. What I say, it's kind of a shady part of Eurovision, but that she was just told by some producers that that's the perfect song for Eurovision. She wants to sing it, which is quite good, but that was the goal. That was it. That was everything, and that it was super visible on her that she really doesn't know what the song means, what's her story with the song. She was just a singer, and she was kind of used by those producers when I was talking to her, and I said, I don't want this in this contest. Just work on yourself. That's quite good. Send me what you're doing. Tell me why you're doing it. We're here to help you. You don't make it to the finals, to the ESCZ selection top 8, but you're here, and we're doing it differently. We don't do it like X Factor Superstar, just lets you do karaoke as best as you can, and then like I don't know, throw you away like a waste. We don't want it. We want a relationship. I think that's more complicated. It's more it takes more time, but it definitely worth it. So.
And I think a big thing as well about Czech Republic is that like it's very authentic to the artists, and I think that's like you could definitely see that, especially this year with the selection. You know, you had Barbara Machova, you had Wheel Poop, you had
Pam Rabbit.
Pam Rabbit, you know, all of them
Yeah.
have like, you know, really kind of honed in on their skills and
Very distinctive style.
yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's a big thing. That's like definitely something that should definitely be commended on, especially within the Czech music scene. And like, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, like I saw like in the Eurovision fandom, like on Twitter, like everybody had a different winner. Like nobody had the same winner. So like that just shows like how strong the selection was this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had
we,
about
we didn't
three
have we didn't have
three.
winner here in our team as well, so that was really nice to even like talking to each other about who's their
Yeah.
their favorite, you know.
And I guess that's good though, because I guess it's like, oh, it's going to keep everyone guessing, you know, who's going to win, who
Yeah.
might,
Yeah.
you know, who might go. But yeah, like obviously now you're very much focused on sort of promoting the Czech music scene. So like obviously going forward with, like, say for example with Eurovision, would you like to see like a song in Czech, or would you like to sort of kind of maybe see something carrying on in English, or?
So honestly, I don't think it's like we had in the last year with Hanna Barbera, we had the Czech song because it was like pronounced differently. We liked it. We decided to take it, just give it a chance. But I don't really think it's a good idea for if the goal is still just to show the market that the market really worthy international attention. The Czech doesn't really doesn't make sense. But if there's gonna be a great song, which just I don't know, I will give you like a wrong but good example in one piece. Molitiva,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Serbia. That
Yeah.
was local.
2007.
I don't really like the song, but that time it was a super huge hit, and it was local, and it's still on spot. It still works. It still works. So if there's gonna be something, I don't say the same style or you know, but something which you just hear and you just say, I love the song, without the lyrics, anything, but it just clicks, then it's good. So
Yeah.
we never say never to anything. It could be like in whatever language, even gibberish. It doesn't matter. You know,
I feel like
if there's gonna be to take it like more serious, I think it's not the real way, but maybe, but it can be. I'm not. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. If something can click and you say it doesn't really matter, it just goes. Just go and win it.
yeah,
instance.
I feel like what's more important than the language is whether a song, when it comes to winning Eurovision, is does it have instant impact? Like, does it instantly impact on you? Like, I don't know if the language necessarily matters. It's like the impact of the song.
I think it's that's very subjective things, and that there was like there was a song from Kano, the Spirits in the Sky,
Spirit in the
Yeah.
Sky.
which we all make fun of it, and like really like I hate the song. I love the guys from Kano and the team, but for me it was like like classical Eurovision disgrace, which really just put a bad shade on the contest, and it's hard to tell anybody else a serious music competition, which can like more serious because and then it won the televotes, and it and we were betting that it would go through the semi-final, you know.
Oh
Because
wow.
there were better songs, and in my opinion, and then it won it, and that's the fun factor as well. But is it the thing which clicks for me instantly in a good way? No, it's not. But did we have a fun, and did we just actually sing it? Kind of, even making fun. We love the song because it just make us happy, you know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to tell what's good or wrong. But I think if you're like head of delegation or someone who's responsible for your piece of a cake, you should definitely know where's the line for you, what kind of taste that piece should have.
Yeah.
And definitely those kind of songs are not the taste, because that's what not we decided. But other countries do it differently. So I think that's a good as well for diversity of the show, you know. But I think what's wrong is to copy paste this and take it. This is the thing. What will win you televote next year?
Yeah.
You know, to be this way. I think that's a very similar point of view the Czech delegation had back in 2000s. They just watch it and say, okay, those guys in like Lordi, super weird thing, won it, and they didn't take the complexity of all of it. They just saw this piece. And I think that's
Like
wrong.
the rock element.
And that what I think as well is you should go kind of your way, and and we've chosen to go the artist way, and then work on it, help the whole industry, and that's really like build up something. And I think all the countries, when they do it, it's just gonna be the crazy quality, and maybe even more diversity, maybe more like rap, like like German industry, for example, is awesome. Even there, it's local, kind of. They're super modern music, and they're like, you know, they're 80 million, so it's like huge. So they just need to go there and just talk to people and say this project just really worth their time, and then they can win it like 3 times in a row like this, I think.
For sure, especially now, you know, when like all kinds of music are definitely being accepted now, you know, like rap and heavy metal and anything like,
Yeah.
you know, like
And
once
all
you,
combinations, yeah.
yeah, like once you have like an idea of like what you think is like the best representation of you, then I think that's exactly all you need, you know.
Yeah.
I never thought this way probably, but I understand your point of view, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have...
I think one of the things that's most interesting for me in terms of the national selection, particularly, is that it's an online national selection and there is the worldwide voting element for it. Anyone who is able to access these songs is able to vote for them. And that's a really sort of novel idea in terms of national finals generally. How did you sort of come up with that?
Okay, that's like very. It can be a super easy answer. The answer was money, because it's much cheaper, and then it was the only solution our board supported. So it didn't cost fortune, but it really helped. But I still believe, but the live elements, live singing, live show will just really show you the people on stage, the spark they have when they're under this kind of pressure, how they perform. It's the atmosphere. It's real. It's more. It's like very real. You can hear them singing live, which is other benefit. And they have this just one chance, which is super same to Eurovision. I think that's good experience, and I still miss it because we wanted to do it the way how it should be. So give them time and space to create what is possible to create, which they are not used to create ever, not on their concerts nor on their nor in television, because no one just give them time to do it. And we wanted to show all of those 8 artists how what the Eurovision is, to even see what it's really possible on stage, how camera angles really work live. You know, make 3-minute videos for all of them, but live, because that's what staging is, and or what we call staging. And it didn't happen, but I believe that's still a way how to do it, especially in the competition, which is like Your Face Sound Familiar or X Factors, which are still karaoke's, you know. And this is the chance to present your original thing. And the online selection, I think that's some like semi-level kind of between doing nothing and have something really worth it. You can do it really properly and do it like even better marketing that we and PR than we did, but that was as well the money thing. And people thing, because we were still doing Eurovision in like more like 5 people. That was the team, and it can't, like, if you don't do anything, you just find a way how to do some kind of online selection or something, because then you just can involve more artists, so give some kind of spotlight to more people than just one. And then that's the way how you can support the industry, the culture, the music industry, artists. You know, it's a positive impulse. And then the competition always push to give you better things than when you don't do it. You know, I believe in that in the long term view, it will bring you better things if you just stick good on the rules and the philosophy you have. Of course, that can backfire you as well.
For sure. Yeah. So, what are you doing now that you're no longer a head of delegation for the Czech Republic? I see you've set up a YouTube channel now. So, you know, what does the future hold for Jan Boers?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see about it. Because, like, the COVID just changed like everything in my life. Because like I got the great opportunity to work in Germany after I left, and that was a dream job, really. Still television, and it was great, and something I was really wants to have. But the COVID said no, so you know, borders closed and everything. But I was super lucky that I was, after I left, asked if I will direct or became director for TV news channel. Just like, why not? I said, okay, why not? I'll do it, and then I still doing it every day almost right now, because the COVID situation is more like is horrible, especially here. And when you're doing news, like, more horrible it is, the better or the more work is. So that's good, and that gave me a chance to think as well. This COVID situation, because like the industry, all like the music and audiovisual industry is just kind of dead or hibernating, but kind of dead and hibernating at the same time. And then I said, okay, I'm probably not gonna go back to Eurovision, maybe in a few years, or we'll see what's gonna happen. You know, you never know. But I think it's fair to give chance even to others and just let them prove themselves. And it's not that easy, of course, to come back when you left, of course, and to work for another country, somebody has to ask you for doing it. So I always say yes, but we'll see. But then I was thinking, what can happen, how life can change super suddenly, and now you're in a situation you really like can't plan anything, because you're signing a contract which is, it doesn't mean anything when the project is killed by your government, when you can't do when you can't work, kind of. And I said, okay, that's, and the other thing is that I really starting to miss Eurovision as well, like horribly, because like that was something like life-changing for me. Maybe I got a different point of views than you, but even like professionally and as a person, I grew up because those people who are doing it, like Christer Björkman, Matthias Carlsen, Felix Bergson, and so many other people, they just show you what television can be in different countries or in the scale, and how patient they were with me, because, you know, I'm choleric, so I was yelling all the time, and I was like, in 2016, I was probably a miserable person. But it really helped me up to be more like humble, is that the word? And to be more confident, but in a really like nicer way, and just put ego in everything, and still working on it. Of course, it's a long-term project, but I said myself, okay, that's the only work I can give myself. And, you know, I love to make videos or play with the camera, and I like to talk, as you can hear and see. So I said, okay, why not? Let's give it a shot. What can I lose by doing it? You know?
Yeah.
And maybe I said, like, that's nice, because like I was watching Twitter all the time because there was no work to do. So I was on the internet all the time, and I saw those like fun wars and speculation and speculations and like the conspiracies, you know, how it is, and suitcases full of money for the jury, you know, all this bullshit. And and I just said, okay, well, where's the problem? Like, why is this happening? And then I was talking to a few people, and the thing is that they didn't really understand our work as like head of delegations or producers or head of presses, and what's behind the scenes, like real what behind the scenes. And that really differs from country to country. You know, sometimes the board is shitty, sometimes, I don't know, the team is shitty, sometimes the artist manager is shitty, and sometimes the artist is a piece of shit. So all the combinations you can possibly imagine, and the people are working the half a year on this thing, and just somehow just put it together, and it works or doesn't work. But it's a lot of work for those people, and no one understands it, because then the artist on the spotlight, of course. And I think that's the right thing, and that it doesn't need to, or it hopefully will never change, because that's the person who just goes on stage and is criticized or no. But the work behind it is hard. It can be super stressful, and it's interesting at the same level. I just decided, okay, like let's talk from this point of view to you guys and to other fans. I don't know if it's gonna ring the bell. I don't know, but I'll try to just give different point of views to show, as even the persons who are behind the scenes, like producers. I got this great interview with Felix Bergson. Hopefully tomorrow gonna be online. Then I talked to William and asked him actually how, because like from my point of view is this different, like, which is not the fun point of view, like not the typical Eurovision fun. I think typical Eurovision fan knows everything about the Eurovision. I don't know, When you wake me up, I will never tell you who was in 2015 Eurovision. I don't know, really know those names.
That's for us.
But yeah,
That's for our side.
That is good, but that's good to be part of it, and just to see and read different stories. That's nice. Also, I was talking to William to Weeblogs or Miguel Heras from Spain, who's just doing this crazy podcast, which is awesome, and who's awesome person as well. I'm asking them, and then I talk to them and say like, well, it's not like this, because the reason why it happened was this. I was like, oh, okay, I don't know, I didn't know that, and they couldn't know that. So I like to tell you different side of it, or there's sometimes it was today I was writing somebody on the Twitter replying, and he said like the revamp of Mickey's song from 2018 Eurovision 19. It was 19. It was last year, Mickey, from Spain.
Yeah.
And that the revamp of the song and it wasn't just good for him. It's like I heard just the final version of the song and I liked it, but I think they ruined it the way how they then deliver it on the stage. And that's and for the big five countries, when they're automatically in the finals, it's gonna be hard, because because all the other countries think that it's not fair.
Yeah.
And so, but if it should be fair, you should deliver something you say, okay, they deserve to be in the final. But all scale, 100 package.
Yeah.
And that's harder for them when they're in the position, but they should give it 100%, because they're automatically there and doesn't know what's the feeling when you don't do it. It's the worst feeling, trust me. So don't wanna feel this again, but you never know that. But that's it. So there are so many other things balancing what's wrong, how the producers work, how complicated things can be.
Yeah.
So I have few themes I would like to talk, of course, about. And I'll see what's gonna be the response. Maybe I will do some reviews for country songs I like or don't, or how I think the songs can be staged. Because I was doing staging, and I found it super interesting to be given the chance to make stagings. And the good thing is that the team was super small. I was the part of each decision, each move that was happening. So I know really a lot about what's necessary to make just to have a song and just deliver it to the stage, which was very different role from other head of delegations, but not all of them, because that's the thing, that each country has this position, like it's a position, but it's a different thing in each country. So that's the other thing. So
I think that'll be a really interesting series to watch, really, because, you know, like how you said, like so many people, at least in the fan like base, don't really know about what kind of goes on behind the scenes with heads of delegation and anything like that. I think that'd be really interesting to kind of sort of not get necessarily backstage gossip or anything, but, you know, see how it works.
Like,
So I
get
will
an insight from, like,
the thing is, I can really tell you that the backstage of the Eurovision like this gossiping actually that, you know, when I can really tell you that changed me personally and professionally. That's a great environment, you know, to be in, because the people are super friendly. Of course, everybody just doing their work and concentrate on their artist, their piece of cake. But then they hug you and tell you, okay, you can do it this way, or share with you. You know, you're still sharing with them the same story. You know, you probably experience the same, I don't know, shitty, miserable situation with the artist or the good one.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything that like we wanted to ask you. Unless there's like if there's anything like you guys say to just before we end things, maybe.
That was fascinating. Thank you so much.
It was like an hour of talking anyway.
Yeah,
it was great that you asked me to do it. I like to do it. It's good.
Yeah.
Of course, you all the fun. The thing is that I can tell you, you don't need to use it. It doesn't really matter. It's just for you. But the thing is that I decided to be more like even more open than I was as head of delegation, because I think that the Eurovision really, it's not that transparent. Kind of, even it is, but it's not that like open to people to just say how things is or are, because there's no need for speculations. It's just because this kind of just, you know, our arrogancy kind of, don't know, just make those conspiracy happen, and they're unnecessary because it's definitely not needed. So
Yeah.
And I love it, you know, this way. So
like, it's just interesting to like see the insight of like somebody who's a little bit more behind the scenes than like, because like we've had artists on and like we've seen it from the artist point of view, but you never see it from like the head of delegation's point of view, and I feel that's really like interesting.
Cool. Hopefully you like the story, and
it was fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you. The pleasure is on my side. So take care, guys, and
fantastic. Wait,
before we go, where can our listeners watch your YouTube channel? What is your YouTube name?
Yes, drop us a link here.
Okay, kind of easy. It's YouTube/Jan Boers together.
Excellent. That's
or
easy.
you just probably write Eurovision and it is gonna be somewhere. So
it'll come up somewhere in the algorithm. It'll be fine. That's
we'll
great.
See.
Thank you so much, Jan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening.
You too, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you.
So cool.
Yeah, thank you so much to Jan for just, you know, speaking to us and letting us get a real insight into like how Eurovision works from behind the screen, because, you know, we're all fans of like, you know, the song and the staging, and you know, we've done so many episodes about you know, like how countries could have done this wrong, could have done this better, and we realized actually there's actually a lot more to it than we might not have realized. So thank you so much to Jan for speaking to us. And that takes us to the end of this episode of That Eurovision Podcast. I'd really like to thank Rosie and Jazzy, and of course Jan, for you know, coming on here and just speaking and just becoming a bit more intelligent really about Eurovision knowledge. It's great. But yeah, in the meantime, please do continue to follow us on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at That Euro Podcast. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, so please do follow us there and make sure you're notified so whenever a new episode comes out. In the next couple of weeks, we'll be carrying out more kind of country retrospectives, maybe a couple of year retrospectives as well. But we have a couple of other surprises lined up for you as well. So that's going to be very fun. So shall we all say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye.